Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, April 28th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That's because the market is still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, we are looking at OMEX. Another big mover, had a great move on Thursday, and then once again had higher highs and higher lows. So certainly some updates need to be done here. So let's map out the first key area of what I would call support moving forward. And that would be that trend line right there. And that's what I would call the ideal area. I mean, if you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price can stay above that line right there. Now, with that being said, if the price falls below it, that doesn't mean the chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But if the price can manage to stay above it, that would certainly be a very impressive sign of power. Taking a step back and looking at things from the bigger picture point of view, that is where the purple line here comes into play, the 50-period simple moving average. Keyword being moving, because I get it, the price is way up here, this line's way down here. But as next week plays out, that line's going to move itself higher and higher and basically be a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, as long as the price is above that trend line, quote unquote, then the overall trend is still plenty in the bull's favor. In regards to levels of resistance, pretty straightforward right now. You have an area right up around that level of $1.65, which has been pretty stubborn over the course of the day. So keep a close eye on that. And then if you just want to convert this into a quick pattern, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the nice move right there. And then if I put the golf hole down here for you golfers, this would be a bull pennant pattern. But anyway, look at it. Higher highs and higher lows is what you want, and that's exactly what happened today. Next one, TSLL. Huge mover today, and this was all occurring on, I mean, the volume's already been solid, don't get me wrong, but especially earlier on in the day, the volume was that much better. So a lot of people continue to watch this one. So let's map out some key levels to watch moving forward. And the main level to watch headed into next week going to be very straightforward. I'm not trying to press you by putting that line in there. I got to think a lot of people are probably drawing that resistance line right there. And then on the flip side of that, in terms of areas of support, have that level right there. Change that to green. And then just from a pattern standpoint, just talked about it, but I'll map it out here again. So we have our resistance, we have our support. You have the nice upward move right there. So in this situation, we're looking at another bull pennant pattern. But as I mentioned on the previous one, even if the price were to break the downside of the pattern, is that the end of the world? Is the chart destroyed? Absolutely not, because from the big picture standpoint, like the first one, watch that purple line, 50-period moving average. So as that line moves higher and higher, as long as the price does remain above there, then that does mean that the price is by default put in higher bases. And from a trend building standpoint, that's what you want. You just want to see those higher bases being put into play. But yes, preferably speaking, what would make the chart look the strongest is not only if the price can stay above that level right there, but then eventually get the break to the upside. But we'll see what Monday has to offer. Next one, BBAI, very impressive mover today. Now, as I speak, last 30 minutes, you can see there is a little bit more of a pullback. So yes, not the strongest of the final 30 minutes, but by no means is this one candle destroying the chart or anything like that. So as far as areas of support to now watch, if there is any sort of bigger pullback, I would say that ideal level, again, as I mentioned, ideal meaning, hey, Clay, what would make this look the best? Certainly if the price can stay above 332. But as I've been talking about, and we'll continue to talk about from the overarching standpoint, if the price falls below, they're not the end of the world, because from the big picture, you have the 50-period moving average. So as it moves higher and higher, as long as the price is above that line, then everything is perfectly fine. On the flip side of things, in terms of areas of resistance, no need to get overcomplicated here. Just ask the question, where did the party finally stop today? And the party finally stopped right up there at about $3.67. So no fancy logic or anything like that. Just asking that basic question. So keep a close eye on that headed into next week. But all in all, anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive movement today. So we'll see if this momentum carries into the early next week. Next one here, WW. Not a whole lot can be said about this one other than the ingredients are there. And from a trading standpoint, which is who these videos are for, it's got both things moving that we want. Number one, massive volume surge this afternoon. Nothing really going on, and then boom. And then right here, you have great movement. So yeah, not a lot else to talk about other than the two main ingredients are there. Now, there is a possibility that maybe we get some sort of bull pennant, because if the price were to pull back here to this pink line right there, then what you could be looking at is a pullback right here. And then if you consider in the upwards move right there, then yeah, you would be looking at a nice bull flag. Again, I'm not saying that's what is going to occur, but I'm just saying it's kind of a wait and see. You got to see what formations take place and all that. But at the core, like I said, to repeat myself one final time, the ingredients are what we want. As day traders, as swing traders, as just traders, we need volume. Check. We need movement. Big movement there. Check. So let's see if this all carries into next week, especially if you enjoy trading penny stocks. Next one, NVDA. Very nice mover today. A little bit of a pullback this afternoon, but hard to find any complaints about it. And we just have another pattern here that I've already talked about a couple times, so we'll go through it a little bit quicker. Whoops. Let's try that again. So let's change that to green to represent support. And then maybe you see where I'm headed with all this. But again, we have our area of resistance. We have our support. We have the nice upward move right here. We have the golf hole down here. And we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So really, that's the easiest way to summarize NVIDIA, especially a very popular stock like this. Now, if the price can get a push up through the pattern, next key battleground to watch next week will be right up here around these highs of about 114.35. But you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself because, again, first off, the price has got to be able to break through this area. But if it can break through, then yeah, that's where the price is. It headed there? And if so, the price gets up there, will it be able to push through? So grab your popcorn for next week. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering next week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description area you can use, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one, RTC. Very nice mover today. And actually, let's do this because if we zoom out a little bit, you'll be able to see where this other line is. There we go. That's where this overarching trend line is coming from. So we have that area right there. So just keep in mind that's where that's coming from. And then as I zoom back in it, so we can take a look at the pattern. And then we have this part of the pattern right there, area of support. And then as I map out the overall pattern, so resistance, support, big move up here, bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, no need to get in a fist fight over the semantics because it's just saying the same thing. Big move up, bit of a pullback consolidation. So moving forward, will there be a break to the upside? We'll see what happens with it. But if you like penny stocks, you like bull flags, bull pennants, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, SES. I'm going to go through this one very quickly because this pattern, once again, is starting to pop up quite a bit. This has been like a week of bull pennants and bull flags. It seems like every ETF, every stock, everything is one of these patterns in one way or another. So just going through this, like I said, quicker. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big move up right there. We have the golf hole down here. Another bull pennant pattern. So if you like this price range, you like penny stocks, you like bull pennants, you have a bunch of choices. Here's the latest one, SES. Next one, SXTC. So key battleground area, got to think a lot of people are watching, is that area right there. Maybe in the near term, I could see people also drawing something like that. So I'll leave them both on there. I'll just change this up to kind of give you a couple different choices of how people might be looking at it. So I would definitely say these are the two main areas of resistance headed into next week. In terms of supports, that ideal level, again, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward. Definitely if the price can continue to hold above that pink line, which it's been doing, the pink line being the 200 period moving average. But as I've said on the other ones, if it does not hold above it, not the end of the world, because in this situation, not that far away, you have that purple line, which is going to just keep moving itself higher and higher. So as long as the price stays above there, then everything is still perfectly fine. Then I guess, yeah, I suppose in a sense, if we just want to try to keep the streak of these pennant patterns going, maybe I'm fitting a square peg through a round hole. No, I don't think in there, right there. Yeah, basically. Give or take a little bit of a bull flag right there if you want to look at it that way. But all in all, definitely looking good. Very nice movement today, but it's got some work to do next week. First got to get through there and then there. And if it can clear through both those areas, and yeah, who knows, maybe another big surge of momentum is coming. Next one, MSTU. Pretty wild afternoon. I mean, kind of not kind of, it definitely was all over the place, but seemingly trying to settle down. But with all the kind of action and drama, we can now get a couple of key levels drawn in here. So we have that near-term area of support, which would be that ideal level. So from the overarching standpoint, yeah, staying above there would look to make the chart look very, very impressive. But big picture-wise, just keep an eye on that purple line there, and as long as the price stays above it, well then by default, the overall trend is upwards, because in order to stay above that line, price has got to be able to build those higher bases. So keep an eye on those as a couple resistance levels. And then in terms of supports, or excuse me, resistances, again, No need to overcomplicate it. Where did the party finally stop today? And you can see it stopped several times up there right around essentially the $8 mark. So no fancy logic, but $8 is seemingly that key battleground where if the price can push up through there, then as I zoom out, you're going to see, whoops, there we go. But zooming out, pushing up through that level, oh, that makes even more sense. Check it out. I didn't even notice that, but right there. So now $8 makes that much more sense. You can see back here, that's also where the price got rejected from it. But if the price can push up through there, then yeah, things start to, there we go. Things start to open up in quite a big way. But as of right now, $8 certainly public enemy number one. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and talked about this one previously, this pattern, and wow, what a great movement. Broke up through here, and then today just got beautiful, beautiful continuation. So yes, very, very impressive day here for Tesla, and back to the drawing board, all those lines that I had drawn. Sure, they still pretend they're just kind of irrelevant right now. And wouldn't you know it, once again, we have ourselves pretty well-defined pattern. So there's our area of resistance. There's our area of support. And now I'm going to take a broader look at things, but nonetheless, the very near term, it is what it is. I know there's a lot of these patterns, but got ourselves the nice bull pennant pattern. Now, if the price can break to the upside, what I'm going to do here is actually go to the hourly time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks now represents an hour. Because as you see here, we got to go back way into the charts. Oh, actually, is that why the price? Let's see. Where's the price that real? Just notice these. Oh, okay. So the price is also hung right up in this area here. So right here is 285, and the price, like I said, it makes more sense why the price kind of caught up in this little congestion area. So 285, definitely going to be a key level that it's got to get through. And then with the break of 285, next key level after that of resistance up there, potentially around the 292 mark. But anyway, look at it. Big move today. Got the bull pennant. Hung up in this area, but we'll see. Can the momentum carry it and to keep on moving forward next week? Hard to argue against the fact that not that long ago, Tesla was down here. Now it's up here. So like I said, we'll see if the bulls carry the momentum over the weekend into Monday. So that wraps up the top 10 stocks. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for the class. It'll be next week, Thursday, May 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So would love to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you enjoy these, hit that like button. And if you're looking for a very easy and free way to support the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, as it really does help out. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and make sure you get signed up for the free webinar.